Hello guys, welcome to my channel where you get to learn how to cut and sew basic streetwear such as jogger, sweatshirt, hoodie, round neck and so many more, but basically streetwear. So if you're interested in knowing how to cut and sew a boutique standard t-shirt just like the one you're seeing on your screen right now, then you should watch this video to the end. And to do that, for you to cut your round neck t-shirt, you're going to be making use of the largest circumference of your body, which could be the bust or the hip measurement. Most times it's always the hip, so you work with that. So the measurement I'm going to be working with now is 44 inches. Though my hip measurement is 46, but this is what I have left and it's only fits can make 44. So I'm going to be making 44 inches. So if I divide 44 by 4, it's going to give me 11 inches, and I'm going to be adding 1 inch to it to give me 12 inches. And that's what I've just shown you. That is 12 inches. So that 12 inches, I'm going to be folding my fabric by 12 inches into 4 places because I am going to be cutting the front and the back piece together. So I folded 12 inches in 4 places. So right now I'm taking my starting line, which is normal the shoulder line where we start the measurement from. So when I say starting line, simply means where I'm going to be starting my measurement from. So now I'm going to be taking my shoulder measurement. Now whatever you calculate is what you're going to be using for your body measurement all through. So remember when I divide 44 by 4, I got 11 inches, and that is what I am going to be using as my shoulder measurement. At the rest, the 12 inches is going to be for my body measurement. Remember, the 1 inch I added to it is for joining allowance. So after taking my shoulder measurement, which is 11 inches, that is 1/4 of my bust measurement or my hip measurement. So I'm going to be taking a neckline measurement, which is I use 4 inches. For the wideness of the neck, 4 inches, and then for the front neck depth, I also used 4 inches. And I'm going to be connecting the two dots together now to form a round neck. You can see what I'm doing with my pen. I use the wideness of the neck, which I'm going to be using for the front and the back, is 4 inches, but the front neck depth is 4 inches. Depth, yes, it's 4 inches. So this is more or less like 1x large or 2x large, but if you are making for small size or medium size, you can make the neck wideness 3.5 or 3.7 and then the front neck depth as 3.7. Do you get? But if you are making from maybe 1x large upward, you can make 4 inches. Maybe you are making for 3x large, you can make it 4.5. So now for the back neck depth, the ideal measurement there is 1 inch. I've just shown you 1 inch, and that's what I've just measured, and I'm connecting it into the wideness of the neck. Do not let your back neck depth be more than 1 inch. So I think I'm going to zoom this out so that you can see the neckline very well. I hope you can see that. That is the front neck depth and that is my back neck depth. The front neck depth is 4 inches and the back neck depth is 1 inch. And the wideness is 4 inches. So now I'm going to come to my shoulder line, which is 11 inches, 1/4 of your body measurement that you're using, which is could be your hip measurement or your bust measurement. Whichever one is larger is what you should use. Now I came there and I come down by 2 inches. I came down by 2 inches to form my shoulder slant. And I've just drawn my shoulder slant. You can see that in the video. That is my shoulder slant that I'm doing. And after that, I am going to take my armhole measurement. Now, my armhole measurement, to get your armhole measurement in t-shirt, whatever you use as your shoulder measurement, you subtract 1 from it. Mine is 11 inches and I've subtracted 1 from it. It will be 10, or you make use of your normal armhole measurement. My normal armhole measurement is 9 inches. I added 1 to it. It still give me 10. But I will always advise you to work with the shoulder measurement, subtract 1 from it in case you're making for someone that is not closer to you. Maybe you are making use of a size chart. Do you get? So I'm just going to make a simple armhole curve, not that deep because this is not a blouse. So I'm just going to make a simple armhole curve. So I'm supposed to reconfirm the 12 inches that I added 1 and the 11 inches that I added 1 to, which gives me 12 inches. I'm supposed to reconfirm it at that bust area, at where my armhole ended. Do you understand? I'm supposed to reconfirm it, but the reason why I didn't reconfirm it is that what I have all through is 12 inches. I mean, the folding of this fabric you are seeing there is 12 inches all through. There is no extension. So if you have extension, maybe you folded your own over what I have. Let's assume is like 13 inches wide. What the measurement you are seeing there. So I'm going to be reconfirming out I'm going to be measuring up my 12 inches. Do you understand? But because what I have there is just 12 inches, so I just draw it like that. So remember, you can't take your armhole measurement without taking your bust measurement. So now I'm going to be taking, after taking my armhole, I'm going to be taking a full measurement of this top. So, and the full measure, ideal measurements for normal t-shirts is around 29-30 or so, or 28. But I want this longer. Person wants it longer. So I make it 32, and I'm going to be folding in 1 inch. So I'm going to be left with 31 inches. Can you see? So I'm just going to make a line across like that. So from this folding part to the end of this thing is 12 inches. That is what I am trying to explain to you, that I folded my fabric by 12 into 4 places, and everything is 12. On a normal day, it's supposed to be more than 12 inches, like an extension for me to bring out all my measurement. But this is what I have left of this fabric, because I make like kind of 6 pieces from the material that I bought. So now I'm going to be reconfirming the 12 inches. That 12 inches we calculated is what we're going to be using as our bust measurement, our waist measurement, our hip measurement, all the way down. But remember, I said the fabric is just 12 inches all through, all the measurement there. So I'm not going to be measuring anything, because I'd already gotten what I wanted rather. So I'm just going to cut from the lines that I make. So when you want to cut, always remember to cut with the back neck depth measurement. The back neck depth measurement, not the front measurement now. Because if you cut with the front neck measurement, you end up having 2 front piece. So the first thing you do is you cut with the front neck measurement, the back neck measurement rather, and then you detach it after cutting, and then you cut out your front neck depth measurement. So you can see what I am cutting in the video. I've just cut through the armhole area, and then I'm just going to trim out those rough edges you're seeing there on this t-shirt, because I have exactly 12 inches there. So now let's assume your hip measurement is 40 inches. So for you to cut your own t-shirt, you're going to be dividing it by 4, which is going to give you 10. You add 1 inch to it, it's going to give you 11. So you're going to be folding your fabric by 11 inches. You can make it 12 inches so that you have enough space to measure out. Do you understand? But when you're measuring, measure 11 inches out. And then you use 10 inches as your shoulder measurement. And that is all. So right now, I'm going to detach the front from the back, and then I am going to lay it down, arrange it, and then I'm going to cut out the front neck measurement. You can see I'm trying to arrange it here, and then trying to cut out the front neck measurement. So do the same thing for your own when you're cutting. So guys, if you are finding this video interesting, kindly give the video a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to my channel, guys. So let's get right into it again. So after cutting the borders, we're going to be cutting the sleeve. So I folded my fabric into 4 by 10 inches. What I use for my armhole measurement. So whatever you use for your armhole measurement is what you're going to be using to cut out your sleeve. Mine was 10 inches, and that's what I am using right here. I have folded the fabric by 10 into 4 places, and then the full measurement for the sleeve is going to be 9 inches. I'm going to add 1 inch to it, which is going to make it 10 inches. That 1 inch is for seam allowance, that then folding allowance. That is why it is 10 inches. So you can make it shorter, maybe around 8 inches, but you can't make it longer for a normal t-shirt unless you are making an oversized t-shirt, and I'm still going to be making that on this channel. So I've just taken my starting line, and then I've taken the full length. So I'll come to this end, go down by 5 inches to make my slim curve. To make my sleeve curve, I'm going to come to this end and I'll come down by 5 inches there. 5 inches. So I'm just going to make a simple curve. Just make a simple curve as seen in the video. So make a simple curve. Don't just do like an arc. Make a simple curve, because if you just do it like you right see, by the time you attach your sleeve, it's going to be pointing out. The mouth will just go out like this. But if you may give it a kind of curve like this, it's going the sleeve is going to be, it's going to just be frame sleeve very well on your your arm, right? Yep. So you can see the simple curve I make, and then I'll come down to the length area, the length that I want. So I want my round sleeve to be 16 inches, which is 8 inches if you divide it by 2. So I'm going to be adding half of an inch to it for joining allowance. And the reason for that is that on the norms, my hip measurement is 46 inches. So when you divide 46 inches by 4, you're going to be getting 11.5. So remember what I cut my t-shirt with is 12 inches. So I'm just going to be joining by half of an inch. So I'll join by half of an inch from the sleeve area to the end of the round neck. So I'm just going to connect it that way to make my sleeve. I hope we understand what I've just explained. It's just the same thing, but I just, instead of joining by 1 inch, I'm going to be joining by half of an inch so that I can get my exact measurement that I want, which is my hip measurement. That is it. So I'm just going to cut out my sleeve as seen in the video. So if you're working with a chart or with a size chart, maybe the person you're making a small size could be around maybe 32 or so. You divide it by 4, whatever you get, you add 1 inch to it, and then you fold your fabric into 4 by whatever you get. Do you understand? And then that will be all. So that's my sleeve. So I have the 2 sleeves there. So I'm just going to give it a notch there. So I'm going to be dropping the cutting video first. So I'll drop the sewing video in the next video because I don't want the video to be too long, guys. So now this is our neck band, the normal band you used to see on a t-shirt. This is it right here. So I'm going to be using this. So I'm going to cut 14 inches long, and the wideness is going to be 2 inches. The height 2 inches. You can make it 2.5, and it's going to be 14 inches long. Depends on the kind of neck you want. If you want that kind of neck band that chokes the neck, the kind of t-shirt that the neck band chokes the neck, you can increase it to 3 inches height instead of 2 that you're seeing that I'm measuring there now. You can increase your own to 3 inches or 4 depending on how high you want it. So I don't want it high. I want it to lay very flat on the neck. So I'm using 2 inches and 14 inches long. Now, regardless of whichever neck size you're using, 14 inches is going to be enough as long as you're working with a rib material which stretches very well. Do you understand? Unless you make for maybe 3x large where you use like 4.5 or 5 inches for the neck band. You know those round neck t-shirts that the neck is always very wide, so you can increase the length of the rib. You can increase it to maybe 16 inches, but for a neck band around 3.5, if you're making for a small size or a medium size, you can use 3.5, 3.7 for the neck area instead of 4 that I use for my own, but cut 14 inches long because it's going to fit into the neck. So our neck band is ready, 14 inches long and 2 inches height. So I have the front and the back piece together. Guys, if you find this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and you get to see the next sewing video in the next video. Bye.